What you're about to see was kept from the public for months. For years we've been told that civilization started around 5,000 years ago in Mesopotamia. But what if that was wrong? What if there was a forgotten chapter of human history, a chapter so advanced it defies explanation? Deep beneath Gobekli Tepe, the world's oldest known temple, archaeologists stumbled upon a hidden chamber, sealed for millennia. And what they found inside changes everything we thought we knew about our prehistoric ancestors. This isn't just a new discovery. It's the rewriting of history itself. Stay with me, because the truth is more astonishing than you can imagine. For those who don't know, Gobekli Tepe, located in modern-day Turkey, is already a complete game changer dated to over 11,000 years ago. It's a massive complex of carved megalithic pillars, built by what we thought were simple hunter-gatherers. That's 6,000 years before Stonehenge, 7,000 years before the pyramids. The existence of this site alone shattered the long-held belief that agriculture had to come before complex society and monumental architecture. For decades, archaeologists have been carefully excavating its layers, peeling back time, but they were only scratching the surface. During a routine ground-penetrating radar scan to map the bedrock, they detected an anomaly, a void, a perfectly rectangular shape, buried dozens of feet below the lowest excavated level. It was an area they never thought to check. After months of careful, secretive digging, bypassing the main site to avoid damage, they reached a single, massive stone slab. It was a doorway. The moment they pried it open, a rush of ancient, sterile air escaped, and the lead archaeologists knew they had found something that was never meant to be opened. The first cameras lowered into the darkness revealed a sight that left the entire team speechless. This was no rough-hewn cave. It was a perfectly preserved, square chamber, about 30 feet by 30 feet. The walls were lined with limestone panels, polished to a smoothness that seemed impossible for the Stone Age. The air was cold and still, but it was what was on those walls that made this discovery so sensitive, so forbidden. Unlike the animal carvings found on the pillars above ground, these walls were covered from floor to ceiling with intricate geometric patterns and what looked unmistakably like astronomical charts. At the center of the room stood a single, dark, obsidian-like pillar, not carved, but polished to a mirror finish. Initial laser measurements confirmed the chamber's geometry was precise to within a fraction of an inch. How could a supposedly primitive culture achieve this level of precision? The official reports were classified almost immediately. The team was told to halt all communication. They were looking at technology and knowledge that, according to our history books, simply should not exist for another 10,000 years. This was the secret they were forced to keep. The reason for the secrecy became clear as experts were brought in under non-disclosure agreements. An archaeoastronomer on the team ran the patterns on the walls through a computer program. The results were staggering. The carvings were not just random decorations. They were a precise map of the northern sky, but not the sky as we see it today. It was the sky as it appeared approximately 12,900 years ago, during a period known as the Younger Dryas, a time of cataclysmic climate change. The chamber's main axis aligned perfectly with the rising of the star Vega, which was our pole star at that time. Other symbols corresponded to constellations like Cygnus and Scorpius, pinpointing specific celestial events with a precision that modern astronomers only achieved with telescopes. This chamber wasn't just a temple. It was an observatory, a celestial library carved in stone. It demonstrates a sophisticated long-term understanding of cosmic cycles. And then there are the symbols. Interspersed within the star charts are a series of repeating, abstract symbols that have no precedent in any known prehistoric art. While the pillars of Gobekli Tepe above ground are famous for their carvings of vultures, boars, and foxes, this chamber contains none of that. Instead, there are spirals connected by straight lines, concentric circles bisected by triangles, and a recurring symbol that looks eerily like a modern circuit board diagram. These are not simple pictograms. They have a syntax, a structure, as if they are part of a complex written language. Using cutting-edge thermoluminescence and cosmic ray exposure dating on the stone itself, the team confirmed the carvings were made at the same time the chamber was constructed, over 12,000 years ago. This is the most shocking part. The first accepted written language, Sumerian cuneiform, didn't appear until 8,000 years after this chamber was sealed. So what we're looking at is either the world's first, and by far oldest, written language, or it's something else entirely, something that communicated complex scientific and technical information. This is why the discovery was deemed impossible. It breaks the timeline of human development. The mystery only deepened from there. As images of these unique symbols were secretly cross-referenced with databases of ancient iconography, a pattern began to emerge. Similar, if not identical, symbols started popping up all over the world. In places separated by thousands of miles and thousands of years, they were found etched into the walls of Easter Island's caves, painted in remote Australian Aboriginal sites and carved into stone tablets from ancient Indus Valley civilizations. The parallels were too close to be a coincidence. How could the same complex, abstract symbols appear in cultures that supposedly never had contact? This finding has ignited a fierce, behind-the-scenes debate. One theory, the master culture theory, proposes that a highly advanced, global civilization existed during the last ice age, one that was wiped out by the Younger Dryas cataclysm but left behind fragments of its knowledge. Mainstream archaeologists are extremely hesitant to accept this, as it would mean tearing up every textbook ever written. But the alternative, that multiple isolated, primitive cultures independently developed the exact same complex astronomical knowledge and symbolic language, is almost harder to believe. The evidence in this chamber points to a shared, global inheritance. So what does this all mean? It means our entire model of the past is wrong. The narrative of a slow, linear progression from primitive hunters to modern civilization is collapsing. What the archaeologists at Gobekli Tepe are reluctant to admit publicly is that this chamber suggests a profound amnesia in human history. We are a species with a forgotten past. The knowledge contained in this room, advanced mathematics, precision engineering, and sophisticated astronomy, was not developed 12,000 years ago. It was likely the last remnant of something much older, preserved by the survivors of a forgotten world. This isn't just about a temple in Turkey. It's about a paradigm shift in understanding who we are and where we come from. The symbols in this chamber are a message from our distant ancestors, but what are they trying to tell us? That's the ultimate question. The story doesn't end here. The symbols themselves are a code. In part 2 of this investigation, we are going to decode what these impossible symbols actually mean. The message they contain is even more shocking than the chamber itself, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Thank you for watching, and for daring to question the story we've all been told.